Hi guys, it's me, your friend Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're listening to Kendall Hates Horror! Yeah.
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing. Welcome to my world, bitch. Kendall hates horror.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
I'm so fucking scared right now.
Did you guys hear that the scientists have lowered the odds of the YR4 asteroid to hit us? They say it's not going to hit us. It's like a 0.001% chance of hitting us now in 2032.
I'll be dead by then.
It's bullshit. This is why I don't get my hopes up for anything.
Wait, this is a thing? I haven't even heard about this.
Yeah, so there was an asteroid that was hurling towards us, right? And they were saying like it was at one point it was up to like a 3% chance of hitting. And it's not like a dinosaur killer asteroid. If it hit like a city or something like that, it would level like a mile and it would leave a huge crater. But it could have hit literally anywhere. Like it was the same size of the asteroid as the one that hit Siberia in the early 1900s. So it wasn't going to level the planet, but it could have landed in this town, and I would have been like, fucking finally.
I mean, yay! There was a percent chance that it was going to hit, but they were able to get some oil drillers to put a nuclear bomb in it.
Yeah, and then
Did it look like Bruce Willis?
yeah. Couldn't be the actual Bruce Willis because welcome to this week's episode of Kendall Hates Horror. I'm your host Grant, and sitting across the table is our horror aficionado and special boy, Evan.
Aw, special boy.
Yeah,
I agree with it.
Killer mommy, killer.
And
sitting over to my left is the relish to my hot dog, the lamb to my tuna fish.
like lamb and tuna fish? Maybe spaghetti and meatballs is a better analogy.
Kendall.
Salutations, everyone.
I love it when you say salutations. I don't know why.
Salutations.
Today we're doing a heavy hitter. We're doing one of the it's kind of a heavy hitter because
it is.
The heavy hitter. The heavy hitters. Anyways, that would be a spoiler. I'm not gonna reveal that.
I would consider this. I mean, in my opinion, there's like a big four of like horror villains.
Yep. And this is one of them.
This is one of them.
Yeah. We're doing 1980s Friday the 13th. No part 1, no part 2, 3, 4. Friday the 13th, part 1.
I don't know why I do this. Hey, hear me out. We're talking about Ben Affleck.
Uh-huh.
Why don't we watch a really bad Ben Affleck movie?
I don't want to do that to myself.
That sounds fun.
I mean, this movie's like not good, but they might be.
Yeah, it's not even good. So let's just.
But it's important. It has great kills in it.
Yep.
It is. It's a milestone film.
Yeah,
it's up there with Halloween. It's not as good of a movie as Halloween. It's not even close. But it's like when you consider like the godfathers of horror, there's 4 people you think of. It's Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface.
Yep,
those are the big 4. Because I mean, those are all your big slasher villains, like the big hitters.
An argument could be made for a 5th one to be Chucky.
Chucky, and I would consider him too because he has pretty much as many movies as they do.
Yes, they do now.
Yeah, because
And
Leatherface.
plus they have he has a series.
Yeah, he has a series. I mean, like Jason has what 10, 11, 12 movies.
Yeah. And you're gonna watch them all, baby.
Yeah, I mean Michael has 6, 7, 8.
You including remakes.
No, yeah, well, and then 10. He has like 12 movies. He has almost 12 movies too. With the new ones, with the new David Gordon Green trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I mean, Friday the 13th is a big one. Big.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, this is not on my list of favorite Friday the 13th movies. It's actually probably pretty low. I can name at least 4 other Friday the 13th movies I like more than like this one.
Oh yeah, the way some people feel about the Star Trek movie series.
Oh, where the good ones are the even numbered,
100%.
and the bad ones are the odd numbered.
Yeah, because 2, 4, 6 are my favorites.
The problem is it doesn't work because Search for Spock is actually pretty good, which is 3.
That's cool.
Off. You guys get to talk about the things you love. I don't get to talk about the things I love.
But no, 2, 4, 6 for me are like the top, and it's probably in reverse order because 6 is probably my favorite.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah, and then 4 is very solidly because that's the other movie, Tom Savini, who does the special effects in this movie.
Yep,
that's the last the last Friday movie he does. He only does 2. He does this one and he does Final Chapter. Mm-hmm. And then 2 is just awesome. It's a great movie. It's way better made.
Yeah.
The thing about this is Sean Cunningham, who directed the Friday the 13th, he came up with the idea. It was kind of him and Victor Miller who came up with the idea for the entire for the movie. But Sean Cunningham was a kind of a Wes Craven guy. He worked with Wes Craven on Last House on the Left, and he decided to kind of branch out on his own. And he wanted to do something a little bit more shocking than Last House on the Left in his mind. I don't know how you get more shocking than a fucking movie about 2 girls getting raped.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Good Lord.
But he and that's where he comes up with his idea. And he basically admits that he stole the idea from Halloween.
Yeah, he does.
He says it all the time. He's like, oh yeah, it's a total knockoff of Halloween.
Yeah.
It's not even a contest. It's filmed in around the same area as Sleepaway Camp is filmed.
It's in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, Northeast.
Yeah,
that camp is still there to this day, where they filmed the original Friday the 13th. That camp still exists. You can't go into it unless you commit a crime, because it's completely closed off. You just have to figure out when they close, and then you can actually go
sneak in.
You can go see Camp Blood.
It's called Camp No Be Bosco.
Oh, that was on your fun facts.
It was.
Oh, that's
Camp
nice.
No Be Bosco.
Oh, nice.
Or I don't know how you're supposed to say it because there's a lot of dashes.
A lot of would you call those nyek nyek?
Yeah, a bunch of yankiks.
Then the bus nyek nyek. Tell us about the cast.
Adrienne King, who plays Alice, she is our main character. So to an extent. Well, I mean, it's pretty it's pretty fucking clear through the movie. But and then we have Harry Crosby, who plays Bill. Mm-hmm. We have Janine Taylor, who plays Marcy, who's probably one of my favorites in the movie. She's great. She's really funny. Because she's the one they played Monopoly with. Yeah. You have Laura Bartram, who plays Brenda.
No, it's Brenda. Was
it Brenda?
It's Brenda. They played Monopoly.
Marcy was the one that's with Kevin Bacon.
That's doing taxes.
Yeah, that's right. You have Kevin Bacon as Jack, Mark Nelson as Ned, and
I fucking hate Ned.
Yeah, Ned sucks. And then you have Peter Brower as Steve Christie.
Yeah.
Who's basically the guy who runs the camp. Yeah, but there's some some of the best side characters in the series are in this movie, because you have Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph,
in my opinion, is number 1 with a bullet. Is the great thing about this franchise is it has some of the best side characters that have ever existed in horror. Some of the best side characters you could I believe Dead Meat. If people want to check it out, there's a rank where they rank all the side characters. There's a lot of them in this franchise. But Crazy Ralph is a big one. He's the episode title is a quote from
yeah.
Crazy Ralph. But we have Sandy, who runs the diner.
Yep.
That,
and she's just a doll.
She's
She calls
lovely.
people sugar, you know.
We have the truck driver who drives Annie. He's
That's
awesome.
almost as crazy as Crazy Ralph.
There's so many great side characters. It's not a well-made movie. One of Tom Savini's first big movies, other than other than the things that he did with George Romero. This is his first him stepping out
Out of George Romero's shadow.
Yeah, and this is and the special effects in this movie
Are really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Where was it shot?
Hardwick, New Jersey.
There we go.
Oh, was that another one of your fun facts?
That's where the camp is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hardwick, New Jersey.
Okay. Anything worth noting, like the budget or anything?
Oh yeah,
going to Hardwick, New Jersey.
Why not?
Because this motherfucker's there.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was a budget of around $550,000. It's roughly the thing about the movies that are like
They didn't have accountants.
yeah. Especially with these independent movies. That's why it's like with Halloween, it's like between this and this because they don't really know. You know, it's not a big production movie. It's not done by a big studio or something like that where they have actual accounting and stuff. This movie made $59 million at the box office.
And that was 1980s money.
And that's 1980s money.
That's 1980s money on a budget of about $550,000.
That's more than 5 monies.
That's a lot of monies.
It's a lot of money. They made a lot. There's a reason why they kept making them.
Yeah, they kept making it.
Yeah.
You can't die. You can't die until the profits go down.
Mr. Krabs would have loved to have made this movie.
That's a SpongeBob reference, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you like it?
No, because I don't never watch SpongeBob.
Then how the fuck did you know it was a SpongeBob reference?
Because I know what Mr. Krabs is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
But and then like we said, this is one of the first big movies that Tom Savini does sans George Romero, because almost all the other movies he's done, because he ends up doing this movie, he does the effects for Maniac, and then he does the effects for The Burning around the same time, around the early '80s. But and then the composer of this film is Harry Manfredini. Which he pretty much does the score for all of the movies with the exception of like Takes Manhattan and fucking the remake.
Yeah.
He does every other movie. He does the score for, I don't know why he didn't do it for 8, but he literally does 1 through 7, skips 8, and then 9. He does the score for Jason X, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
and it's a really awesome score. A lot of people think it's kind of Psycho knockoffy. I consider Reanimator to be way more of a Psycho knockoff than this is, but it is a good score, and he also came up with the iconic sound. Yeah, he came up. He's the one who created that. It actually, we can talk about that maybe after the break about where the genesis of that sound and what it's supposed to mean.
Yeah,
because I think it's kind of spoilery for later in the movie. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the little bit of history for the for the movie. A lot of these people, all the actors were unknown people. Obviously, we know Kevin Bacon now, but this is like one of his first fucking movies.
Yeah, this is. Yeah.
It was his 4th movie.
Was it his 4th movie
Yeah,
ever?
I read that.
Oh.
I just happened to read that.
Well, still, it's his 4th movie in a legendary career that Kevin Bacon.
He's like the most well-known actor in this movie today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when he did this movie, he was not the most well-known.
Apparently, all of the women on this movie were like, "Oh, whew,
Yeah.
he is dreamy."
Yeah. And the girl that played Marcy got to grab a big old handful of bacon.
Yeah, because she said
handful of his bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or his ham. She grabbed his ham.
Yeah,
his ham.
She said in an interview, she's like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, I was happy with my role."
Yeah, yeah. All right, we're gonna do something brand new on this podcast. Kendall has not watched a trailer for this yet, so he's actually going to watch the trailer now. And we're going to get his live reaction, and then we're going to talk about it.
Oh, dear Lord. All right, here we go. All right, we have a skeleton face. Oh, there's the noise.
Yep. You're going to hear that a lot tonight.
Paramount.
Yep. They were the distributor for the film.
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
I have a raincoat just like that.
Of course you do.
Oh.
Oh, dude.
Oh boy, they were doing taxes.
Yep.
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing around.
Oh, there's a knife.
6. Must be my imagination.
Oh God. Somebody gets axe fucked in this movie.
Can I help you? Hello?
It sounded like a fucking
Seagull. Yeah.
Are they counting to 13?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. See, I saw this movie on VHS back in the day, so
13.
Friday, the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough. Friday, the 13th.
all right.
Okay.
What'd you think about that trailer? What's your first impression? What are you feeling?
Yeah.
I see where you're saying it's a little bit sleepaway campy. It kind of has that
Now,
same vibe.
To be fair,
Sleepaway Camp came out
after this.
After this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
This movie is like the gold standard for dumb teens at camp.
This is the gold standard for your paint by numbers slasher movie.
Yeah.
Not something like in my opinion a Halloween that is doing something different. Like where it's like giving you these characters that you like actually care about. Whereas this is like this is what slashers are.
I'm going to give you one character to care about, and then everybody else can just die.
Or even like a Sleepaway Camp that does something completely different with the end of that movie and stuff like that. Yeah.
It doesn't look that scary.
Okay.
It looks like some people are going to get fucked up with an axe.
Oh yeah.
I saw a knife,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't really give anything
There's
away.
a very wide range of
wasn't-
murder implements in this movie, I would say.
Oh, that's Friday the 13th for you.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
The trailer is not very impactful.
What do you think the scariest part of the movie is going to be for you?
I really don't have I don't know. Just from watching that, I think they hit it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I really gathered anything. I mean, if there is, I don't know. I don't know.
You think,
I really
you're
don't-
going to like the movie?
Well, we'll see. I think I probably,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Evan don't, so we'll see.
I don't hate this movie. I just think
It's not the best the
It's-
Friday the 13th has to offer.
fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like this is my favorite horror franchise by far because I just think it's a fun time all throughout. This movie is one of the, in my opinion, for me personally, is one of the least fun of the franchise. I'm not trying to like fuck it over before you even watch it, but that's just how I personally feel about it.
And I don't feel exactly the same way. I think this movie is perfectly fine. It's fun. I think, like I said, it sets the gold standard for what a slasher movie is going to be. It's dumb kids that have no personality at a camp all getting picked off one by one. So,
But I still enjoy the movie. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just like if I'm ranking it from this franchise, it's on the lower end
Yeah.
for me personally. It's no Jason X.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for your? You ready to do your?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right.
Your little thing.
do your little
my
thing.
little thing.
Yeah, your little thing.
I was listening to the Night of the Living Dead episode, and I was just like, oh man, Kenton really thought that was funny that I called it
Yeah.
his little thing.
Yeah. It's your little project. Do your little thing.
Oh, do your cute little
All right.
thing.
Welcome to Kendall's Fun. Back.
Okay, that always gets me. So, did you guys know that another name for this movie that screenwriter Victor Miller originally came up with was Long Night at Camp Blood?
Yes, I did know that.
You did know that.
Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
According to Tom Savini,
Mm.
a lot of the latex appliances ultimately used to create the film's gruesome murders were baked in pizza ovens at the camp where the movie was filmed.
Dude, Tom Savini's a fucking...
He's a genius.
The way he's able to do this stuff, like guerrilla style, is like the best thing ever.
It's like, what do you need? A couple pieces of wood, a match,
And a pizza oven.
and a pizza oven,
Yeah.
and we're good to go.
Betsy Palmer took the part of Miss Voorhees because after nearly a year of Broadway, her car broke down on the way back to Connecticut, so she may have never taken the role if she hadn't needed money for a new car.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Her car fucking busted. So she's like, all right, I'll take the job.
Yeah, fine. It doesn't pay. Okay.
I can relate with this.
Yeah. The things I would do for money are ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean...
Like, okay, so there's
I wouldn't suck a dick, but $20 is $20.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sean Cunningham directed sex ed films before this movie.
That tracks
so hard. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Oh, this motherfucker right here.
Is your favorite?
This
I
is
loved
this is the number one motherfucker.
This is the one.
the number one motherfucker.
Yeah.
Jason, in 1992, won a Lifetime Achievement Award from MTV. He was the first of 3 to win this award. The other 2 were Godzilla in 1996 and Chewbacca in 1997.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
There is one. Okay, so you remember Arsenio Hall, right? Remember he used to have his talk show. It was on. late night, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite interviews he ever does is he interviews Jason Voorhees, and it's Kane Hodder in full Jason
makeup,
getup,
yeah.
and he literally doesn't speak the entire time. He walks out there with his machete because it's like they're plugging like Jason Takes Manhattan because that's when that came out, and he literally just sits there the entire time, and Arsenio Hall just keeps asking him questions, and he keeps doing the thing where he looks at him or he looks at the audience and stuff like that. It's one of the funniest interviews I've ever seen in my life because Kane Hodder's just full on Jason.
The scary level for this movie, all I could really find was it's very frightening and suspenseful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's probably like
I can handle frightening and suspenseful.
probably one of the gorier ones we've watched.
Yeah, probably.
Like what would be the gore? Like is Idle Hands like the number one or no? At The Thing.
The Thing's probably the goriest movie. we
Yeah,
watched,
that's probably
so.
the goriest movie we watched. But that was
This is a
more-
solid number 2, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty gory. It's up there with like Idle Hands. I think it and Idle Hands are pretty neck and neck.
Okay. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm fucking fine, Evan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Grant, I'm okay. Don't look at me like
Good.
that.
What am I supposed? I'm looking at you with love.
But
I'm sorry, I'm on edge.
but in my opinion,
You have black mold.
I have fucking mold in my house.
like this movie like is you're just in store for like it's kind of it's your boilerplate slasher movie. It's everything that in my opinion it's everything that slasher movies are. Like especially in the 80s. Like holy shit, there's so many that like Friday the 13th is yes, it's a knockoff of Halloween, but it also sets the table for what slashers are gonna be for almost the rest of time.
Yeah.
Until
like right now.
yeah, until other movies like reinvent the genre, like a Scream, or recently in A Violent Nature, where they completely do something different with the genre, but more often than not, most slasher movies are like this movie.
Yeah.
It's something or somebody killing off a bunch of teens. And that's what it is.
Yep.
You know,
as we go through this, and I see like all the gore and all the shit, I think about like how people like, because I can't say that I actually like get into like watching all these people die and shit. Like it's just like holy fuck. But then there's people that enjoy true crime, which is the real version of this.
I'd rather watch this.
So it's like it's kind of fascinating to explore why people like shit like this.
I think it's cathartic for people. It's cathartic for me. Like I think not seeing people die. It's the feeling of, oh, I'm watching a horror movie and it makes me.
It gets a reaction.
It gets a reaction. In my opinion, there's only two genres of movies that are immediate reaction. It's this and comedy, where like it's a horror movie is set up to like every 5 to 10 minutes, the director wants you to go, oh. Whereas like in a comedy movie, they're trying to make you laugh.
Right.
And you can't really say that with like dramas or anything like that. Yeah, they're trying to, they're making a movie, but it's not like an immediate reaction like that.
They're not trying to evoke a response every 2 minutes.
Yeah, and that's what a horror film and a comedy film, that's why they work so well together. That's why whenever you see a great horror comedy, it's a great movie.
So it's just fascinating to me that there's these things out there, and they're so fucking like, if this shit actually happened to you, and I think that's what it is. Like that's what makes the unsettled. What gets me unsettled? It's like, oh my god, like what if I was that motherfucker right there?
It's you sticking to the what's this girl's credit score?
Yeah,
thing.
like my god.
Well, I think that's what people feel in a horror movie is like they're able to like kind of live vicariously in this movie, but also be like, if I was in that situation,
I would have just fucked off.
Exactly. But also it's like you can say that, but also like you don't know how you're
going
to
react.
Exactly.
You don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
right.
I just think it's fascinating.
Are you ready to go watch this thing?
Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point of the episode where if you would like to watch the movie along with us, you will pause and go watch the movie and come back and join us. If you've already seen the movie and just want to get to the synopsis at the end, or more than likely you want to get to Kendall's reaction at the end, just stick past the music and come back and join us.
Here we go.
And we're back, and Kendall has now seen Friday the 13th Part 1. Kendall, what'd you think?
It was an okay movie.
Yeah.
It was just kind of it was a terrible movie with cool kills in it. And that's what it was.
That is a
if it wasn't for like people dying in it,
that movie fucking sucks.
What is the movie?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think no, there's only like one good performance in that entire movie.
Yeah.
There was no story.
Nope.
At all.
Other than people dying.
Yeah, other than people
there's a bullshit story at the end, which doesn't really make sense. But
yeah, and then you watch the whole fucking movie just to find out that this is the killings are happening because a mom is pissed off about her
It's
kid.
a revenge.
It's a revenge thing.
it's sort of a revenge. She's trying to stop the camp from opening again because the last time it was open, her son died.
Yeah, right. But I'm not.
Well, her son died a year before, and then she came back that next summer and killed
all the men.
Killed two counselors.
And it's been closed since then, and they're reopening it this year.
Yeah,
But that's what she stopped. She's trying to stop in her mind.
and you found all that out at the end.
At the very end. Yeah.
But the whole movie, the whole time you're watching it,
It's aimless.
you're like, why am I sitting here watching?
Well, some people
this?
are like, "Well, it's a whodunit." I'm like, "No, it's the shittiest whodunit I've ever seen because it's not a good whodunit because the person who did it is not even in this movie until you find out who did it.
Yeah.
It's not a good whodunit.
Yeah.
A good whodunit has people in the movie that are either that might be a person or they have like
Right, you're trying to figure it out as the movie goes on.
There's not even a red herring in that movie.
No.
No, you're just like,
They didn't.
there is somebody.
Yeah, they didn't allude to the fact that any one of those people could be the killer.
No.
Not
at all.
Like Annie dies in the opening,
I guess
like 20 minutes of the movie, and Steve. We know for a fact that Steve is at the camp because they pull up right when she's.
You are in absolute suspense and wondering why your life has led you to this point where you're sitting here watching this movie for some reason until like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
And like, oh, this is why.
And then you're like, oh, it's a mom that's okay. And then she's just like fucking weird, man.
It's like the only
Mommy,
good.
kill her, mommy.
It's the only good. Like
I love the killer, mommy.
Yeah.
Killer.
I will.
It's
I
like-
will, Jason.
It's like the only somewhat good performance in the entire movie.
Is
The,
Betsy.
the rest of them are all ass, like ass water.
I will
Yeah.
also say,
Kevin. I give an honorable mention to Kevin Bacon. He's fine. He's fine.
He's
very.
such
It's very.
a fucking nothing character.
Exactly.
no, yeah, he literally had like 3 lines.
Yeah.
And then
And you got to say that
Okay, so-
that wind's coming in like a son of a gun.
yeah.
You got to be a meteorologist.
Whoa, Dave Prater.
Yeah, calm down.
But you yeah, so I was in forensics.
Yeah.
And part of forensics is you do a whole play basically by yourself in a lot of the different events.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing they teach you is if you're going to play one character and then another character, you have to do different body. There's a lot of nonverbals you have to do.
Yeah.
So when I saw her like do the kill her mommy and then go back into herself, there was zero poppage. You know what I'm saying? Like you pop from one character to another.
Yeah.
If you're going to play 2.
Yeah.
And that bothered the fuck out of me. that hit me so hard. I was like, this is a movie,
Yeah.
and they're not teaching her to. I'm just like, I don't know. There was so much to be desired as I watched
Yeah,
this,
fair
and
enough.
even in the acting, it was like you could have really like played that up more.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play your weird son and like you go into a different
She could have at least
pose.
changed her body, like
Yes,
her body posture.
your posture, your pose has to be one way, and then when you go back into yourself, it doesn't have to be a pop or anything. But you
Well, she did seem to like when she was speaking in the Jason voice. She did seem to be kind of a little bit more hunched over.
It was just her voice. She changed her voice.
She
and
changed
that
her
was
voice,
it.
but it looked like she was hunched over a little bit when she was talking as Jason, and then when she was kind of talking as Mrs. Voorhees,
man, I missed it.
she was kind of standing up straight.
I missed it, and I was looking for it
Yeah.
because
Well,
I was.
I'm just gonna be real with you. Sean Cunningham,
Not a good director.
not a good director. He didn't direct very many movies.
Yeah. Remember, he directed sex ed
education
videos before
He
this,
was a
so
producer. That's what he did well.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's also the possibility that this movie was funded by the mob.
Yeah, that
So-
was also
Because there were certain executives within that were helping distribute this movie that there was a possibility that some of the money may came from the mob, but
Yeah.
it's never been proven.
yeah.
That is
Okay,
Like, that is for realsies.
I take back everything I just said. That's the most gangster shit
It
I've
is.
ever heard.
Yeah, never mind. Vito filmed
Yeah.
this? A fucking
Yeah,
all
this
right.
is a masterpiece.
yeah,
Gangster
Yeah.
shit.
not
The,
not,
uh,
but
I
not,
loved
proven. Not
You-
proven.
You know when we were watching the credits and you said best boy?
Yeah.
That guy's name, his nickname was Big Puss.
They had to take him out on the boat,
Yeah.
shoot him.
Were there any scenes that scared you?
Yes.
Okay. Elaborate.
There were 2.
Okay.
I did not expect a dude to be hanging on a door,
Uh-huh.
which I we made the correlation before how this was kind of fueled, I guess, by Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
well, how was he on the door?
Well,
He was held by the arrows.
Yeah.
By the arrows. And in Halloween, he fucking stabbed him to the wall.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of, I was like, oh, that's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear your reaction during that scene, because I did take this is also a new feature that we're gonna try out, and tell us whether or not you like it. AKHorrorPodcast@gmail.com. I recorded some audio of Kendall reacting to the movie, so here's Kendall's reaction to Alice stumbling upon Bill's stapled corpse.
I think it's like the siphon.
Bill. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, fuck me.
He had
And
a
there's
stroke
you assholes laughing at
and
me.
fucking arrows in him.
Yeah.
So that was Kendall reacting to the Bill reveal, which you made. Oh man, you made a comment about during this movie about how good the special effects were.
Yes, the special effects were, I would say, and that's the thing. It's like without the special effects, without the kills,
This movie sucks.
this movie is nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
There are pieces of a great movie here. They just weren't all put together.
Right.
They were all
it's
in
like-
different places.
It's kind of like when you do a science project and your teacher gives you like 3 partners.
Yeah.
And you're the only one doing the work.
Yeah,
And you're like,
Oh,
what
you
the
mean
fuck
me?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was that kid. I was the one who did all the work, and everyone just got the A.
Yeah, it's like Savini, right? He did all the effects. Savini like really went hard on this movie, and everybody else was just like, "Oh fuck, I didn't write
I didn't
a
write shit.
script."
Yeah, and the actors were like,
So
"Oh,
on
we
the
didn't
way,
take classes."
like on the way to the camp or whatever, he's just like jotting shit down in a notebook.
Did you notice there's not that much dialogue in this movie?
Right, because he wrote it all on the way there.
On a napkin.
He's like, "Here, girl, say this."
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
and think like one of the best parts of the movie, which we'll get to here in a second. One of the best parts of the movie was thought up by Tom Savini.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It wasn't even thought up by the 2 guys who were supposed to be running this thing.
And speaking of that, that was that I will say in all the time we've been doing this, that jump scare was the most effective one yet.
Not even any of the ones in Autopsy got
Yeah.
you as much as that
No,
one.
yeah.
That
no.
one got you good.
That I did not expect, not one bit. I had no
Because you were thinking
idea.
that was the end of the movie.
I
and they
thought,
were gonna,
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, they're yelling for her and they're gonna bring, okay,
that's
this is
why
the
it's
end.
so good.
And I'm just like chilling.
Yeah.
And then, holy fuck, this tadpole
Can you
fucking
imagine being
drowned
in the
motherfucker
theater?
pops out of the goddamn
Speaking of
water.
which, here's the audio of Kendall reacting to this.
Fucking Christ.
Dude, I was looking straight at you. I was just waiting for it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude, that was an absolute fucking trip.
Yeah.
and it didn't help that he looked like
The way he did.
Gollum coming
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
fucking,
he really did.
you know what I mean? Like,
Well, he looked like a kind of a combination between Sloth and Gollum.
Yeah,
he had
right, 'cause he's got a fucked up head
the
and
fucked up
shit.
eye, yeah. So
and you don't get a good look at him. But
No.
it's like,
you actually get a better look at him when they're doing the so when Mrs. Voorhees is kind of giving her like expositional monologue about why she's doing this. There's those flashes of like Jason struggling in the pond, and you actually get a better look at his face during that. Like, and you can see that his face is all screwed up, and we don't know why, but he's struggling in the water or whatever. So
yeah.
And her name is Pamela.
I know, but they only
It's
call her.
Mrs. Voorhees if you're nasty.
They only call she calls herself Mrs. Voorhees in the movie. I know her name is Pamela, but I'm just referring to her the way she prefers.
I bet she makes a good dinner because she was the cook.
She was the cook.
I bet she makes good meals.
Here's the other thing that I noticed in this movie. When Betsy Palmer is on screen, there is an uncomfortable amount of time spent focusing on her teeth and her dental work.
Yep.
It is. Could you imagine watching that in the theater? How big would those teeth be? You know, it's like Pete Davidson type.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just a close up on her mouth, especially when she's doing the like, kill her, mommy, kill her. I will, Jason. I will.
Watching a horse.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, we talked about her getting. Maybe she got to keep that sweet ass Jeep that they were driving in the movie. You know,
Yeah.
This movie seemed like almost like an advertisement for Jeep, because like two of them drive Jeeps. Like Steve drives a Jeep, a shitty one that apparently gets stuck,
And Miss Voorhees.
and Miss Voorhees drives a Jeep also. So
Yeah. You didn't know it was Miss Voorhees at the time.
no.
Yeah, but
So tell us the story. I want to talk about this story. You don't have to tell us the background of it, but tell us a story about you. You made a comment about after Annie dove out of the Jeep.
oh yeah.
You don't have to tell the backstory, but just tell
okay.
the.
So when Annie jumps out of the Jeep, she just kind of does like a somersault onto the ground.
Yeah, it almost looks like she breaks her neck.
Yeah, but I'll bet like if you were to talk to her about it, she's like, yeah, that fucking hurt. 'Cause
Yeah.
she like she did go hard on it, but
Yeah.
but like I made the comment where if you jump out of a moving vehicle, you roll a lot more than that.
Yeah. You get some road rash.
One time my wife her and I were in an argument. And
No, you don't have to tell this part.
We were just
if you want to.
Well,
You can if you want to.
I don't remember what
The
we were
names
arguing
and places have been
Mm-hmm.
changed to protect the innocent.
about. No. It's
It was Jamie.
it's going in there. Yeah, it was my wife. And we were coming back from the bar. And I do remember, if you've ever tried a Rumplemint,
What the fuck?
it's a shot of, it's like it's over 100 proof.
It sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's
is it a
actually
minty,
really
Is it a
good.
minty?
Yeah, it's a
Then
minty.
no.
Do you,
okay,
do
but
you
it's
have
good.
to say its name in order to,
Yeah.
you know?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a grim fairy tale.
Yeah.
joke.
Anyway.
I give you a blowjob. I don't know why you make me say that.
But so we come up. I had just quit arguing with her at this point, and I just heard her yelling, and she just kept fucking yelling at me. And so finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm so sick of this. I don't give a fuck what happens. And I just opened the car door and I jumped out
Tumbled
while the car was moving.
It's
And
wild.
and so I didn't finish the story. So the funniest part of it was that the door shut behind me.
Yeah, because
obviously.
wind.
She did not stop. She just fucking kept going.
Did she not notice?
No, I just imagine.
No, she noticed.
I just imagine she's driving. She's
she's-
still yelling, and you're not there.
But I just popped out. Car door shuts. Car kept going. So I'm just like, okay. So I just start walking home.
my brain goes to, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah. And I go to work the next morning, and this dude we work with, he was like, dude, what happened to you? And I'm like, actually, I don't really fucking know. Because I was so drunk. I just remember snapshots of it. But yeah, I was all fucking scratched up.
Did you
my
get home?
arms. Yeah, I think I made it home.
Okay.
You didn't wake up in a gutter or anything, right?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
I woke up at the house.
That's good.
Maybe by myself, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I did wake up at the house.
You probably needed that. You both
Little
probably need
cool off
that
period.
that separation. You know, it's fucking, it's wild. I almost fell out of a car once. My mom was making a left turn, and I don't know if I was leaning against the door or something like that, but apparently the door latch just fucking broke, and I went like this. And my mom, one of the only things my mom ever did for me was she just reached over and grabbed me by the pants and held me as she made that left turn and yanked me back into the car. It's like, yeah.
Damn, that's really good shit.
It was actually pretty gangster now that I think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
My mom had the wherewithal to be like, boop, whoop.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
Nope,
crazy.
get back
yeah.
in here.
So, did you think that there was anything about this movie that was like ridiculous?
Oh, the script?
That's
mean,
fair.
that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Literally, what drove the movie besides the kills?
Nothing.
There was a lot of like just kids being stupid and doing shenanigans and fucking. And that was
Doing
it.
taxes.
Doing taxes.
Mm.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a big. I'm gonna man.
Dude, the script for this was just.
It's horrendous.
I get that it was a low budget movie,
Yeah.
but I think that if you would have put any thought into it whatsoever, if you'd have taken a couple weeks to write the script,
Put a little bit of effort
get
into
some
it.
people involved.
I mean, like Halloween is roughly the same budget. It's just a more competent screenwriter and director.
But there was a story there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's
there
what
was,
I'm saying.
there was something to fucking fuel the movie along.
a more competent screenwriter and director
and writer
made Halloween.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was, dude, like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I have no story that I'm involved in. I have no character development that I'm involved in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching this for what reason? To watch people die.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's really it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is one of the biggest complaints that I have about this movie is that I recognize it for what it is, because it is like without this movie you don't have things like the Hatchet series that we're gonna get around to eventually.
I mean, this movie is super important.
It's important. It's very important.
Like, I mean, it's one of the upper echelon slashers. And I wouldn't say it's this movie in particular. It's the series as a whole.
The franchise.
But I mean, but it's when you get Jason as a actual person, as opposed to
Starting in 2.
as opposed to Mrs. Voorhees.
Yeah, because I've always, and that, I think that kind of pissed me off too. Because the whole time of my life that I've heard of Friday the 13th,
You think of Jason.
you connect Jason with that.
You think of
And
You think of the
machete and shit.
the machete and the mask.
And the mask. I did not see either.
Well, spoiler alert: you
I
don't
was
see the
wait-
mask until 3.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't even see the mask until 3.
I was waiting for that, and I'm just like,
No.
what
Yeah.
is happening here?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
It's ironic that people will associate Jason with the hockey mask, and while it is a big part of the Jason Voorhees character, but it doesn't happen until the 3rd movie.
Yeah. And he only gets it because another character has a hockey mask.
Yeah, yeah. He stumbles
he
upon
just
it,
steals it,
and he just takes it
He
and
just
puts it
takes
over his
puts it on his face.
yeah.
because he's
Because in 2 he just wears a sack.
Yeah, it's just a burlap sack.
Yeah, with like a hole in it so
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah,
That's it. I think he looks cool in 2.
because even in
he
death,
looks fine. Yeah,
because even in death, he's embarrassed about the way
he looks like a mountain man in 2.
he does.
I think
Yeah,
he
because
looks
he's a
cool.
gigantic. Because the dude playing him is a gigantic.
Yeah, it's like
all of the people that played Jason going forward are just
Yeah.
mountain of men.
like-
I mean, you've seen pictures of me and Evan standing next to CJ Graham, who was 6? He was Jason in part 6. You've seen CJ Graham, like he's a big guy. He lost a little bit of muscle mass, but still he's a big dude. You know, he's tall. So all of that's where they, every single one, starting with 2, they just have these gigantic people playing Jason.
Yeah.
I would say the best parts of this movie were literally the special effects.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Tom Savini, one of the unbridled masters.
Yeah, it's definitely obvious that there was an assignment.
Mm-hmm.
He understood it.
He understood it. No one else did shit.
How many jump scares did you think were going to be in this movie?
I figured I don't know. Like I said, I had it in my mind that it was more of a sleepaway campy movie,
Mm-hmm.
and sleepaway camp had like none.
Yeah.
So I would say Sleepaway Camp's a better movie than that one.
I agree.
It has
I
a
agree.
story. I mean, it has
agree.
it
has a hell of a twist
At least
ending.
the script.
They did something different with Sleepaway Camp. That's why it's good.
Yes.
And I think the script is better.
It
the
is.
performances are better.
Yeah.
And those were little kids.
And I would also say the effects were really, really good for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
And the effects for
I think the effects were in this one were better than Sleepaway
no
Camp.
shade to,
No.
to I mean, the guy who did Sleepaway Camp did some big shit.
He did some good shit.
Like he was nominated for Academy Awards. Thomas Savini was never, probably should have been.
Yeah.
But he
Definitely.
never
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
but I do agree with you. Sleepaway Camp is a better movie
Yeah.
than this.
It was.
100%.
Yeah.
The dialogue is better. Even as weird and crappy as it is, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
There's none of that in here.
Yeah.
There was at least a story
Yeah.
of some kind.
And they set you up in the beginning of what this is. They give you little hints about stuff throughout the
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Mhm.
This was just literally going through it.
Yeah, I agree.
The closest thing to any kind of comedy in this movie comes from the character that I hate the most in this movie, which is Ned, and he's not funny at all.
No, it's
like
just-
it's just all cringy
It's
and
trying
stupid.
so hard to be funny.
it's trying so hard.
The one funny part in this movie is so unintentionally funny, which is the cop.
Yeah,
The cop is the funniest
Yeah,
character in this movie,
yeah.
and it's so unintentional. It's like, hey there, Cochise. It's
Yeah.
like you smoking that Colombian Gold, the weed.
The
You dig
weed.
it?
You dig it? Yeah. Like, but he was supposed to be an asshole cop, and it's supposed to be a serious moment in the movie, but he's like,
no, but it
completely
was so
not.
funny.
Yeah, and then we'll just add this to the wall of fame of asshole cops. I think I'm going to start actually printing off pictures and
Yeah,
putting them behind us.
he's definitely not the best asshole cop.
Yeah, it still
in
goes to John Vernon.
But that might be funny.
He's not the best asshole cop in this franchise.
Oh,
'Cause we
okay.
get that later. Sheriff Garris is the best asshole cop in this entire franchise.
For us, that's funny because of how weed is perceived. You know, nowadays
it's just the way he's talking.
Where in them time, yeah,
he's
the
definitely
way
talking
talking.
like a cop from the 40s, not a cop from the
Yeah.
80s.
He kind of reminds me of the like an older version of Giuseppe Andrews from Cabin Fever.
Yeah, you like to party, man?
Yeah, you like to party, man?
I like to party.
Yeah, I cannot get into a movie that has no meat. There was no
This was a lot.
potatoes. There was no fucking. There was nothing on the plate.
This was a lot of sizzle, no steak.
Yeah, it was.
To
just,
coin a phrase, I don't know who said it first, but they said it great.
It was
It
very
was
good.
it was meat and no veg, for sure.
Yeah,
No, I mean the meat is the gores.
Mhm.
Or the gores. Gore.
the gore factor.
Yeah, and then the vegetables would be the dialogue, the
Yeah,
script,
it was
the direction.
Yeah, pretty bad.
And
yeah.
the best scene in the movie is the absolute last scene in the movie.
And it wasn't even the director or the writer's plan.
It was the fucking
was-
guy
it
that
was
did
Tom
the fucking
Savini,
special
yeah.
effects. It's like he understood the assignment all the way through to let's do this idea. And that's what set this whole thing
it's
up.
because
Yeah.
2 years prior he had seen Carrie.
Yeah.
Because this movie was filmed in 1979, so 77.
Yeah, he'd seen Carrie.
Carrie, which is a far superior film.
Yeah.
It's not even close. But like they there's a part in that movie that's a dream sequence that's a big jump scare.
Yeah.
And he was like I was in the theater when that happened, and that place went ballistic. He's like, so let's do that, and it'll happen with this movie.
Yeah.
And what do you think people walking out of that said about it? They said, "Oh man, you'll never believe what they did to this person, this person, this person." And then there's this one part at the end
That
that
holy shit.
I almost shit myself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what the critics said about it, because critics were pretty 50-50 on it. They were like, yeah. I mean, like the horror ones were like, yeah, it was good and stuff like that. And then the other ones were like, oh, it was it was disgusting and
Yeah.
it was just too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the scariest thing about like the killer is a well chopped grandma. It's like I don't know.
She's like buff grandma.
Yeah, it's like
Well, you saw those hands at the end.
Yeah.
Look at the size of those
You
hands.
see those hairy man
Yeah,
hands?
your man hands.
I mean, that's
Whose
how
hand-
you string a guy. Whose hands were they?
Yeah.
Sean Cunningham's.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
I'm just like
It's because Betsy Palmer was done.
Yeah,
and
they needed one more
they needed
thing.
one thing. Or no, it
Like
might
you
have
say
been she
done.
didn't want to do it because she thought it felt weird.
Yeah.
like because she's getting her head chopped off.
Yeah.
So she was like, I don't know about that. So Sean Cunningham stood in for it, and that's why.
Yeah.
they do that, and you see the hair on
She
it.
was
You
like,
see the hair on his knuckles.
Shave your hands.
Take or just put it next to a campfire.
Fuck me, dude.
All right, there's a trope in this movie that I want to discuss, and I want to know if you guys have ever had any kind of success with this. Why is it a trope in these types of movies of the funny guy scaring girls to try and get laid? Has that ever worked?
It's flirting.
It's not. It's flirting in the same way an 8-year-old flirts with a girl in second grade. Like, I've never scared a girl and have her be like, yeah, okay, drop your pants. Let's go.
Yeah, the way into her heart is to
Scare her?
fucking freak her out.
Yeah, no.
Or
never happened.
let me pretend I'm drowning.
Yeah.
And then as you give me CPR because you're worried I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking like try to make out with you.
You know, he had a 50% chance of it being Kevin Bacon giving him CPR.
Well,
Which is still a win-win.
I still would have
Which
tried
is still
to
a
make
win-win.
out.
But you know what's fucked up? He was probably getting some from one of those girls.
That's so disappointing.
Like Brenda, he was probably banging Brenda.
Well, no, Brenda showed up before he did, didn't he? Or did
No,
he?
they were all there at the same time.
Oh, it was Bill, Marcy, and Jack that drove it.
Yeah.
And
so,
it was...
So Ned and Brenda were there together.
Damn, because Brenda's like... I know her character.
Brenda's my favorite of the campers. She's
Okay,
my
thank
favorite.
you. I was about to say Brenda's my favorite of the campers because
she's very likable.
She's got a good personality.
She's got a good personality. She's very outgoing.
Seems smart.
Yeah, she's a very attractive girl.
I don't know. You can't tell them underneath that grandma, nightgown, but
she's very she's like kind of the glue that holds them all.
She's
together.
the most adult of everybody.
She is,
I feel like
She was the most mature.
she's like, I'm bored. Who wants to play Monopoly?
Strip Monopoly.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go.
What are the rules to Strip Monopoly?
Okay. So I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
And the only way so I saw how they were playing.
Mm-hmm.
And they were really getting cringy when they were like moving the thing and like they were going to land on a certain space. So I think it's probably every like third space you have to strip. It's not really, it's like if you land like you just count 3, and if you count, so like if I roll a 3, I got to strip. If I roll a 6, I got to strip.
What happens when you go to jail?
I don't know. You got to blow someone.
Well, you got to get a strip,
like you do
search.
You
can
regular
put your clothes back on, but like you have to strip all the way naked. Everybody has to see you, and then you can put whatever clothing you had on.
I'm not doing it unless there's a full cavity.
Yeah. So
Evan, you like prostate exams?
Yeah, we were
just make sure you have both your hands on my shoulders.
Yeah, just make sure that
whisper in my ear.
Brace yourself.
I'll bring the lotion.
No, I was wondering if it was like a thing like where. Okay, so I want. Do you think they were playing? I don't know how anybody else plays, but some people play. You have to go all the way around before you start buying properties.
That's typically how I do it. Yeah.
I don't. I'm like, fuck it, just buy properties. Fuck it.
Well, so the reason why people do the all the way around is because the first person who rolls a 12 or a really high number, and then you have another guy who rolls a 2, then they're already put at a disadvantage. So if you make it to where
Monopoly,
everybody,
dude, it's fucking capitalism. Get over it.
I know the whole what an analogy for current taste. Yeah, when you were first watching the movie, who did you think was going to be the final girl or boy when you first started?
Well, I figured Alice because they kind of deemed her the final. I mean, like the main character.
Annie is supposed to be like a fake out final girl.
That was what I was wondering if you got faked out.
And I will also say that when I was reading about the movie, it said that, or one of the fun facts was Jason likes blondes because the final girl in most of all the movies is a blonde girl.
Holy fucking shit.
So I was like...
Wait, you got to do it in the Matthew McConaughey voice.
Holy fucking shit.
So, if you look back through the movies, it's always a blonde, like a
because in 8,
you're blowing my fucking mind right now. It is because you have Alice in 1. In 2, it's definitely a blonde.
Yep.
In 3, kind of a blonde,
kind of dirty blonde.
But that's a kind of a double final thing.
Yeah.
And then 4, Tommy's sister.
Yep.
She's a blonde.
Yep.
5. Yep. It's the lady that works at the mental institution.
Yep.
Where Tommy's at. Yep. She's a blonde. And then in 6. Yep. The sheriff's daughter. She's a blonde.
7. She's a blonde.
And if you count Tommy, Tommy's a blonde as well.
Yeah.
And then 7. Tina. And then 8.
Yep.
Yeah. 8's
a blonde.
Dude, that's blowing my fucking mind right now.
What about X?
No, she wasn't. She was a brunette. Because it was the girl from the past.
Yeah.
that went with him.
That was
was her name?
Lexi
Yeah.
Dong.
Yeah, because there wasn't even a blonde in that movie, was there?
I don't
No,
think
there was. There was the
One of the
kill. Yeah, she was. A blonde.
that was a blonde.
But the main girl, she because that was right. The final girl. From
What about Jason Goes to Hell? I blocked that movie from my mind. Don't worry, you're never gonna get to see that one.
Okay, great.
But yeah, because Jason X, the final girl, I'm correct, is the girl from the beginning, right? Where that gets frozen with him.
Yeah, the Asian girl.
Yeah. No, yeah. I know this movie's just blowing your mind right now. Yeah, we're talking about freezing, going through time.
Yeah, crazy
Jason X
shit.
fucking rules.
Yeah, Jason X is actually a lot of fun. People shit on it, but goddamn it, it's fun.
It sucks.
But
It sucks
in
on
this
so many
movie,
levels.
but in this movie, it must be Hereditary because the final girl was a blonde, and it was the grandma with the nice chops. Jason didn't even have anything to fucking do with
Oh
it.
yeah, wow, that is dude. You're fucking. My dick's hard right now.
Is that right?
Like that is weird though. Like because
I was gonna say something. It was getting a little, getting a little uncomfortable.
Because Pamela's a blonde, and then almost all the final girls have been blondes.
Are you talking about Mrs. Voorhees? She's a redhead.
In what world is she a redhead?
Go watch the movie again. She's
Yeah,
totally
she
a
was
redhead.
Totally a redhead.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a redhead.
She looks like she looks like a blonde to me.
She also looked like she had grandma dyed hair or like a
well,
a
I'm
wig
saying
on or
it's
something.
Hereditary because she didn't kill the blonde girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but you didn't know that until the end.
But like,
Yeah.
well, like I mean, like yeah, because I mean, he's like kind of going after because you say he always saves that one for last.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's been a spoiler, so I didn't want to say that, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I
But
thought I'd save it. Till
and I wonder if this is like the first. I don't know if it's the first movie. No, it's not the first movie. Because I was gonna say like if it's like one of the first movies that did the fake out final girl.
Yeah.
Because I mean Psycho does it. So I mean there's that. Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't really think of any other ones around that time period that did like a fake out final girl. They introduce a girl like Annie, where you're following her, and then all of a sudden it switches to another character. That's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it in some horror movies. It's sometimes it's effective, sometimes it isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this during the movie. Annie, the beginning of the movie, hitchhiking her way to Camp Crystal Lake. This is the height. This is in the 70s and 80s. This is when Ed Kemper was active.
Or Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy was still active. The Randy Kraft was active. The other serial killers that were listed as the I-90 killers were all still active, albeit in California. But at that point in time, nobody could guarantee their safety when hitchhiking. Like, why is she hitchhiking? Like she's.
Yeah, but they were active.
They were active, yeah.
Yeah,
So there were
maybe she wasn't a big news person, you know.
I mean,
like, dude, Enos is a pretty nice guy.
well, the truck driver's fine.
Yeah, Enos is a nice guy.
Other than the fact he's like, okay, Annie, let's go, and he doesn't actually bother telling us his name, and we have to find out.
Well,
But
the waitress.
The waitress says it,
yeah.
but yeah, he doesn't actually introduce himself.
In that time, though, I mean,
That happened.
there
a
was
lot,
still
dude.
it was still so new. I think that you could still like say that'll never happen to me.
Yeah.
You know,
It'll
like,
never
there are
happen to you
times-
until it finally happens
until
to
it
you.
fucking
though.
happens to you. And
Yeah.
but it was still such a common thing.
Oh yeah, everybody fucking
That-
hitchhiked back then.
that,
Yeah, I guess so.
You know it. But yeah,
How you
no.
think
If
all those-
I fucking would have seen that shit, I'd have been like,
How do you think all those people got to San Francisco to join the fucking Manson cult?
Oh yeah, I know.
They
yeah.
all hitchhiked there. Because, spoiler alert, most of them weren't from California.
No.
I mean, Tex Watson was from fucking Oklahoma.
Yeah, which is ironic considering he called himself Tex.
Yeah, because he went to the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, he sure did.
He got a full ride scholarship.
how come all the people named Tex
Are never from
are
Texas.
never from Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
just don't.
I wonder if Tex Watson was the cartoon creator. I wonder if he was from Texas. Or not Tex Watson. What was it? Tex Avery. Sorry.
I don't know. I know. Oh, we got to find out another one of Kendall's fears today. Apparently, Kendall is afraid of snakes.
And it's even if it's like a gardener snake,
Uh huh.
which I know can't harm me.
Yeah.
I just don't want that fucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But you got to say anybody. It doesn't matter. If there's a snake around, you're like, oh my God, there's a snake.
Yeah.
It's a fucking snake.
I have a healthy respect for snakes and spiders. Don't bother me. If I see one, I'm not like immediate like, ugh, gross.
Right.
I have a healthy respect for them. If I leave them alone and they leave me alone, we're cool. The minute it's on me, fucking game over.
Yeah, dude.
Like just
Or it's in the house or in the cabin.
if it's a spider in the house, I'll usually try to catch it in a cup.
I'm not
and
talking
go
about
for
a spider.
Oh, like
I'll
a
be
snake?
fine with a spider.
If I get a snake in the house, if I know it's non-poisonous, I'll probably just try to get it outside.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'll
guess
try to
that's
capture
I
it.
guess that's my fear is I'm not educated enough on my snakes to know which one's harmful and which one isn't.
I have a picture of a snake that was in our garage. Not here, but at the other house.
Yeah, and I'm like, that dude could end my game right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not about that. So
Okay.
I'm gonna end him before he ends me.
So
Well, it's like, Ned, he gets killed off screen.
he gets killed completely off screen, which is fine because I fucking hate Ned.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I hate Ned.
At least Shelly at least got a fucking kill on screen,
Hmm.
Yeah, I think they handed Ned some Indian garb and was like, just do something stupid.
Yeah.
Like that's how this whole script seems to me.
He was wearing his jersey as a diaper.
Yeah.
He was.
My note for that one is racist Indian stereotype. Ned continues to suck because this is after he had already fired an arrow in the general direction of Brenda while she's putting up the fucking archery target.
Yeah.
Any state you go to, that's attempted murder.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail.
It's
That's
just
assault.
Just harmless flirting, guys.
Harmless flirting. Yeah, it really bums me out that you had to point out the fact that he and Brenda were there early. They were already flirting, so he was probably getting some from her.
Yeah.
Because Brenda was honest. Now I'm disappointed in Brenda. I feel like
There's no proof that
She's like, hey,
there's no proof.
She's like,
It's
what do
implied.
you like about him? It's like, oh, it makes me laugh.
It's implied. Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit famously married to Roger Rabbit because he makes her laugh.
I guess. Whatever, man. I don't know.
At least Roger Rabbit was cool.
I'm just saying somebody shoots an arrow at me in my general vicinity. I'm not laughing about that.
Different strokes for different folks.
I guess. She must have a kink. I'm sorry. I guess let's back that off. Let's
Don't
not
kink
yuck.
shame.
Don't yuck yums.
We're not yucking anybody's yum. If you like having an arrow shot at you before doing taxes, then tally ho. I guess. I don't know.
I just want it to be a bullseye.
So let's talk about the
I just want it to be a bullseye right in the brown eye.
I just wish somebody would take me out. What, like on a date or with a sniper?
Either one.
Surprise me. I don't care. It's whatever.
Just tongue punch that wrinkle star.
Yeah. It's a fucking terrible saying, and I love it. Let's talk about the over-sexualization of a very young Kevin Bacon.
Dude, man, it's fucking... I want to suck that duke.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the only reason he was in this movie.
You
is
think he
'cause
was the eye candy?
He was a heartthrob.
He was the eye candy.
Yeah, he was.
Marcy was the female version. Was the female eye candy.
Yeah.
Well, see, I think Kevin Bacon is such a weird looking dude, but he's
got an
he has
upturned
like
nose.
weird facial features, but they're put in like
A very
they're-
attractive
They're arranged
manner.
the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's got an upturned nose, and that's like the only quote unquote flaw that I see in him. Other than that, I fucking love
He's got
Kevin Bacon.
charisma.
He's got, oh man,
He's
that
got
guy's oozing.
Not
machismo.
in this movie, but
No, like Tremors, he's got charisma.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. But you saw you saw those Speedos.
oh yeah.
And then when he had to make sure to get the cock in frame when Brenda was giving the CPR, he was standing right behind her in the Speedo, so you just see this bulge,
boom.
boom, right there. And then later on in the movie, Marcy grabs some bacon. She grabs the Baconator, really. I mean, she just like palms it. I made the comment when she was taking off her pants, and you went, "Oh," and I was like, "Don't worry, you get to see more of Kevin Bacon's ass than you get to see of hers." And it was there, and it was. Could you imagine seeing that on the big screen?
Oh.
Kevin Bacon's whole fucking ass. Whole fucking ass right there. Right, yeah.
Like 30 foot of ass.
30? It would be... Oh, dude, imagine seeing it at a drive-in.
Oh my
Oh my God. 90 feet of ass. That crack goes all the way around. It looks like he's splitting in half.
He fell down.
Oh God! All right, let's talk about kills of the movie. Let's talk about everyone's favorite kills, and then maybe the least favorite kills. I've got two that I'm thinking about right off the top of my head. But let's start with Kendall.
No.
What would you say is your kill of the movie?
I really liked. I hate to say that I liked a kill, but
You can say you liked it. It's fine.
yeah,
Because it's fake.
I would say the Kevin Bacon one was really
Mhm,
good, where there was something came through.
It's probably the
fucking
one that
mattress.
they use in like clip.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Really good effects. You
Yeah.
know.
Interesting. You want to know how they did that?
How'd they do that?
So, how it worked was so they had the bed, right? And then basically what they did was they cut a hole in the bed. And then Kevin Bacon was on the floor and stuck his head through that hole, and then the top part of that is a mold. And then right underneath that, Tom Savini just poked an arrow through.
Yeah.
They do that a lot.
Yeah.
What was that other movie we watched where they had?
Oh, it was Sleepaway Camp. It was the cook. Because they
had a fake floor underneath them where they pump they pump the
No,
gelatin.
it's something about like the arm, like the guy he was actually a amputee.
Oh, the thing. Yeah, Copper's.
Yeah.
When he gets his arms chopped off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you really liked the Kevin Bacon one. You also really liked the Annie one because I believe. Let me see if I have that clip of your reaction to the Annie kill.
Oh, that looks real as fuck, dude. Oh my God, did you see how it was like? Dude, I've had cut like that looks fucking real.
Yeah, so I wanted to point out that you really liked the Annie kill because of the way it looked real.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Because the knife went across.
The knife cut, and it was like, well, when you cut yourself bad,
been there.
Like you look at it and you can see your cut, but you don't see blood yet.
Nope.
And then all of a sudden it just starts gushing.
Yeah.
And that was exactly accurate.
Yeah.
To how it actually is.
Evan, what about you? What's your kill in the movie?
I'm in between two.
They may be the same two I'm in between.
I'm in between two. I'm just gonna be an asshole and just pick both of them as a tie. One of them is the Kevin Bacon kill because it's like the most iconic one of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's the Betsy Palmer kill.
Oh, the
I really like the beheading.
Okay.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've always really liked the beheading. I think it's done pretty well. I wish there was like more blood.
She didn't even have to hack at it either. It was
just one swing.
But yeah, those are my two favorites.
Okay.
But it's like an honorable mention to probably maybe one you're gonna say.
Yeah. My two, I'll start with the one that I probably give to the kill of the movie to is I'm gonna go with Marcy in the shower.
That's my honorable mention.
With an axe. Shout out to the last podcast. Marcy's kill because I love the effect of the like they leave
it was a great
the hatchet or the axe right in her head, and then she immediately goes and puts it to bed because you've had a busy day.
Yeah. I mean, I would put
she tucks it into the bed on a pillow. Like, come on.
I'd put Bill on there if you saw it.
If you saw it. Yeah,
because he has the best kill. Like him, and
he has the best effect.
Him and Steve have the best reveals.
Yeah,
because they're just like hanging there and stuff like that. But you don't get to really see them. So more so. And so I'm getting
if you'd gotten to see the Bill kill, it would have been impactful. Yeah. But since you just see the aftermath of the kill, it's the same thing with Brenda. Like they go through all this work to get her out.
I mean, it's a great scare where she thrown through the window. It's really cool.
Yeah, the 60-year-old Betsy Palmer chucks a bitch through the window and then runs deftly back to her Jeep to drive up menacingly. Like, come on. So, yeah. All right. Where would you put this on your fear scale?
It wasn't scary.
Wasn't scary?
No.
1 to 10. Like 1 is not scary at all, and 10 is oh my god, there's spiders in my closet.
I would just say for the gore, it would have to be a 2. Because there's okay. I mean, if
it doesn't even get 1 up just because of the big jump scare, which was the biggest jump scare you've had.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it gets a 3.
No.
No, not even for that.
No, just because that's the only time
That's true.
I felt fucked up. Because gore doesn't really bother me.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
It's just the only reason it gets a 2 is because it had that one jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been a 1 without that jump scare
Yeah,
at the
for
end.
sure.
So thank you, Tom Savini, for providing the only scary part of this movie for kids.
Yeah. So if for other people out there like me, if you want to watch this movie, go ahead and watch it. It's not that scary. It's not going to keep you up at night unless you're bothered by people that look dead
Yeah.
All right.
or somebody that kills a snake.
Yeah. We're going to do a little bit of a new thing here. Thank you, Tanner, for giving us this idea. Evan, where would we rate this on the horror greatness scale?
Okay, so I'm kind of 2 minds about this.
Mm-hmm.
One is it's not a great movie,
No,
but
it's
also it's very important.
if this movie doesn't get made, a lot of other movies don't get
Exactly. So for that, so it gets like a 2 on it being a 2 or 3 on it being a good movie.
made. Yeah, because
it gets like a 9 for being important.
right. So do we want to split the difference and say it's a 7?
It's like a 6 or a 7.
6 or
So
7.
let's go 6.5.
6.5.
6.5. It's right in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
But that's only because of how important it is. If this movie wasn't important, it would be all the way at the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah. if this movie hadn't spawned and 11 more movies after it probably wouldn't have even read. We probably wouldn't be watching it right now.
No.
It would probably be one that we're going to watch somewhere in the 150s.
Whereas like
episode.
Halloween, I would give like a 9.
Because that one is so impactful and it's good.
And it's good.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with that assessment. I'll say a 6.5 based. I'd probably go ahead and give it a 7. Just for me. You know.
Yeah, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck your opinion.
No. I'm just saying it's like
No, it's just like 5. I mean, yeah. What's a 0.5?
I know, right? Yeah. So
I agree. But yeah, I was just trying to weight it on the 2 scales. Like,
and I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Kendall, who would you be your MVP?
of fear.
Of fear.
The fear MVP?
Well, I would say
that would just fine. It's
just your MVP.
We're just making it kind of cute now.
That is
Yeah,
cute.
it's
That is
cute.
I like that.
Yeah.
What was the Alice? I guess.
Is the final girl?
Yeah. No. What's the weird guy's name? The
Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph
yeah.
is probably my MVP.
He does
Just
survive.
because he survived.
Spoiler alert: he's in another movie.
He also warned them.
It's their fault for not listening.
Yeah, it was their fault for not
But
listening.
so did Enos.
I think
Enos did too.
the craziness, he knew. I think he knew about what's her face, the evil serpent woman.
Crazy Ralph had been around in that town for a long time. He's the crazy drunk guy.
Yeah.
He's
that no one listens to and they think he's crazy, but he tried to warn everybody and they didn't fucking listen.
Sorry,
So-
I was just thinking of like one of my favorite scenes from part 6. I'm talking about the old man drunk.
Yeah.
What do they think? I'm a fart head? yeah.
But yeah, and he was probably the most entertaining of this movie.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Probably.
So
yeah.
he did the most acting for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
He was the most of a character.
MVP for Evan.
I mean, it's Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph,
I love Crazy Ralph. He's like, if he's not the number 1 side character in all of Friday the 13th, he's like number 2 behind maybe one other person.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of who that is. Maybe the fucking dog from 2.
The dog.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Or like the fucking Italian guys from part 5. Start the fucking car. Start the fucking car.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Or Demon.
Yeah, because you gotta give it to
Goddamn enchiladas.
Got these goddamn enchiladas.
It would be like an honorable mention to Anus.
Yeah.
Would be mine.
I'm gonna give my MVP to probably the only decent of all the campers that were there. I'm gonna give it to Bill.
I just couldn't give it to you. The campers are so fucking boring.
I mean, they are, but at least Bill is like, he's like a nice guy, He's making moves on Alice, but he's not like.
Sorry for me, he's the most forgettable person in this movie. I always forget he's in this movie until I watch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there is another guy.
The problem is that he looks so similar to Ned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mistook.
You mistook
him.
Ned for him.
Yeah.
The way you were Evan told you like no Ned's the asshole wearing the 88 jersey and you're like oh fuck that's the jersey I wore when I played hockey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always forget he's in this movie because I'm always like, okay, yeah, Kevin Bacon's in this movie. You know, Jack.
Yeah.
We got Marcy. Remember Marcy?
Yeah.
I remember Brent. Well, I remember them, but I remember them oppositely.
Yeah, you got Brendan Marcy confused.
I remember Steve Christie because he's weird, and then
Shirtless
Alice,
weird.
and then Alice because she's the final girl. And then every time I watch, I'm like, oh yeah, there is another
Another
guy
guy
in this
here.
movie.
Yeah.
I always forget because for some reason I always think Ned is playing fucking Monopoly with them, but it's that guy.
Who's your least favorite or least valuable person in this movie?
The OVP of survival.
Oh man, I think they all did a terrible job.
I got my answer.
How about you guys go first?
I'm gonna give mine to Ned. I fucking hate that character so
No,
much.
I actually have a completely different one.
I hate Ned so much, and he's so completely pointless that like he wanders into a cabin and just dies.
Yeah, he's whatever to me. I really
Yeah,
don't care.
even Brenda got more of a death than he did, and most of her death was off screen. Bill got more. You know, they never even nobody ever actually saw Ned's body.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Bacon and Jack and Marcy get down to doing taxes in the cabin with Ned dead on the top bunk.
Right.
They could have cared fuck all that Ned was dead.
I will
The
say
top bunk is eye level.
It's eye level.
I will say it's a neat reveal.
It is a neat reveal.
It's a neat. It doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, but it's cool.
But it's a neat reveal.
Yeah.
How the camera pans up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's a dead body up there. You want to know who my LVP is? Because they make the dumbest decisions and they kind of deserve getting killed. And it's Annie. Like you taking 2 fucking hitchhiking rides with people you don't know. I'm sorry, you get what you deserve.
Yeah, you roll your dice, you take your chance. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's in
fair.
you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You know what I mean?
yeah. Don't get in cars with strangers.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
What was the guy that bought the camp's name?
Steve Christie.
Yeah, I will give him an honorable mention for.
Would
LVP.
that be yours?
Well, Annie was mine too.
That's yours. Okay.
But I would say he gets an honorable mention because fuck that dude.
He
too.
shouldn't have even reopened the camp.
He
Like,
was
people died
was
there.
hitting on
He's-
one of the counselors.
Well,
Like,
I feel like there was something between them,
But they
and
don't explain it, so it just makes him look creepy.
It does make him look creepy, but I think it's supposed to be implied that they had something in the past,
Yeah.
but she's like kind of over it, and like 'cause she just wants to go, and she's maybe like, oh well, maybe, but then she meets Bill, and she's
And
like,
she's
oh,
like-
this guy's way nicer.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, so. Well, that was Friday the 13th. What do you think? Was it? Do you see the significance of the movie? Like,
yes.
do you understand it?
Well,
Yeah.
obviously, since I know they've made so many more,
Yeah.
that obviously I can.
Yeah.
But if I would have watched that, like in 1980,
Yeah.
I'd have been like, oh,
But you also have to have the
Oh.
context of being in 1980, and not being in 2025. You know what I mean? Like it's like
right. I even if I put myself in that era, I would still want a story.
Yeah.
that's fair.
I would still want a script. I would still want something to keep my attention other than just people dying. And I don't want the whole movie packed into the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But do you understand what I was talking about? Why it's not my favorite in the world?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna see if I can get people to make comments on YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna give you a little. I'm gonna give you a little teaser, a little taste of what we're gonna do next week. Of what our next episode's gonna be. I'm going to.
Can I play?
I'm gonna quote the movie. No, you can't play.
I actually don't know what's next.
I'm gonna quote the movie. I'm gonna quote something from the movie, and if you know what it is, comment on our YouTube channel and tell us what you think the next movie is. Okay. So here's the quote. You ready? Okay. Hey, do you got a tampon? I don't know. You just seem like you might be plugging.
Oh, Citizen Kane.
Yes, we're watching Citizen Kane next
Nice.
week. Yes, fantastic. Yeah. So if you know what that, and I'm not this. That is a direct quote from the movie. That is not Grant's personal opinion.
I know what it is now.
Oh,
You
I
do
know
know
what
what
it is. It's Bridesmaids.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're so excited for that because
I
we're going to see an
literally
actual comedy
broke a towel
in half.
We're watching fucking Bridesmaids.
I'm shitting in the sidewalk. I'm shitting in the sidewalk.
Oh, you're really doing it. You're really shitting in the street. Yeah, no. That if you think you know what movie we're watching, comment on YouTube. Give us some interaction.
Bridesmaids is a perfect answer.
If you comment on YouTube and you get it right, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast. So,
Yeah.
all right.
You lucky bastard.
You lucky 7 bastards. All right. I guess according to Tanner's notes, it's time for a lighthearted send-off.
Oh, what's lighthearted? I do want to say something before we sign off, or as we're signing off. I want to send condolences to Michelle Trachtenberg's family.
Yeah.
I was very saddened and dismayed to learn that she had passed today.
Yeah. As we're recording this is
happened,
the same day that she passed away.
I think we've talked about it. Maybe we have talked about it, but I am a huge Buffy.
We've talked about it. 100%.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, and she was a big part of that show. You know, like she is introduced in my favorite season of that show, which is season 5. Yeah. She's a great character.
She wasn't a great character in the first season she was introduced, but she grew into a great character in the following seasons.
Yeah, I think she was a fantastic character. She was a fantastic person.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to miss her.
Yeah. Taken too soon. Yeah, we want to send all the love and condolences to her family and friends. I know.
And for non-Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans, you might remember Michelle Trachtenberg if you've ever seen Euro Trip.
Yeah, or Harriet the Spy.
Or Harriet the Spy, or Ice Princess if you're Disney fans.
Yeah.
But she kind of got out of acting for a long time. She was
doing producing and stuff.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of that stuff. But I was sad also because she's like my age too.
Yeah, you guys. She was born just like a year before you. She's so young. She's only 39.
Yeah, so
just a couple years older than me.
It was really sad.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess the moral of that story is hang on to your family and friends tight because you don't know how much time you got. Right.
Yep. Give them a kiss.
Give them a kiss
for sure
on their lips.
on their supple lips.
I'm gonna kiss you on the lips, Kenny Rogers. So, all right. Final words.
Meatloaf. Those are my final words.
Fantastic. That's a good. I love meatloaf.
That.
I love a good meatloaf.
I like that.
Kendall.
I love you all.
I love you all. I love you guys.
Well,
and I love you all.
I will say this one last thing.
Okay.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I'm ashamed
to admit how long it took me to figure out what he was doing.
I was changing my syntax, or I was changing the way I was saying it so you didn't catch on.
I thought you were doing like a Sling Blade reference, where he's like, I've just been overcome with emotion. Currently, I just got to get this off my chest. I love everyone at this table.
Yeah. No, I was trying to. I was staggering it so nobody could catch on.
All right.
Because I said meatloaf. You get it?
Yeah. I know. That's why I was saying it took me way too long. All right. Follow us on your favorite podcasting platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Kendall Hates Horror. Follow us on Twitter at KHH Pod. Follow us on TikTok at Kendall Hates Horror Podcast, and go follow us, you bastards. Mm-hmm. All right, and come join us next week with the show.
See ya.